Very cool. So, Shakeeb, moving on to another topic of interest, which I usually like to touch upon in large systems, it is difficult. One would imagine that it is difficult to do innovation. So, what is your approach at Job around innovation? And along with that, I'll add on a question is that how do you work with startups? Because startups are innovating all the time, they're coming out with new solutions. So, if you could touch upon these two areas, it would be great.
Sure. So from an innovation perspective, innovation is in Shop's DNA. And so it has been for a very long time from a clinical and research standpoint. That's the hallmark of the organization. And so I think we're trying to bring that same thinking into the technology landscape. And how will we drive? And so I think a couple of ways. One is we partner with our research institute to really identify those research scientists who are doing research and development in the space, who are looking at leveraging AI, machine learning, and other techniques in healthcare in new and novel ways. And we figure out how can we support them in their work. So that's one. Two is, I think we look for our starting point in terms of digital innovation is always defining a problem, challenge that is impactful to CHOP first, and then working backwards to determine a technology solution. We do not look at technology in search of a problem. And so we really harp on problem statements, outcome metrics, and then prioritizing where we will spend our time and effort. Our chief medical officer has also launched an innovation catalyst program to identify areas that are particularly have some large challenging problems. And our team, our DTS, Digital Technology Services team, is embedded in those conversations to try to determine if there is a technology solution that will help drive innovation in an individual solution in that space. The second part of your question in terms of how do we partner with startups, our strategy really is that we are constantly scanning the market, in terms of what are new solutions that add value and help us solve the pain point that we currently have. Our strategy is a couple of different, has a couple of different prongs. One is we have a platform play strategy. So we always turn to our current partners and what I refer to as platform plays. Who are big, large strategic partners that we already work with? Do they have an existing solution that meets our requirements? And if that's not the case, then we scan the market and say, all right, we're open to other solutions. How might we partner with others? Long term, I believe that we're going to move in a direction where when we do see a unique solution, we will want to approach startups with key problems that we're trying to solve at CHOP and open that offering up to other startups in the market and say, if you're working in this space and meet our requirements, please submit an application. We'd love to hear from you. And so that's kind of, as we work on the Center for Digital Innovation, that's the next component that, and kind of vision of how we work with startups. And then we would love to co-develop product with others and potentially sharing the success of that. So that's kind of what we're thinking about, a little bit in the future in terms of how we partner with the startup ecosystem.